Minecrafters, and welcome to episode 24 of our Let's Play Infinity Evolved. And so now we are back at Botania. And as you can see, I've added to my flower collection, because that's what we do in Botania. We add to our flower collections. So what I've done is I've made some more ender flames. And I've not automated this yet because I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to feed it. I've been playing around with a couple of things and noticed something kind of cool. And that is the flowers only eat what they need. So I'm kind of playing around with some ideas on possibly a redstone controlled vacuum hopper or something along those lines. But if you'll notice, I've got 2 stacks of 64. And if I take this and drop it down there, and you'll hear them munching away. Now, if I pick this back up, you'll see there's only 45 now. And so if you figure the number of flowers minus, or 64 minus the number of flowers, well, you can see where this is going. And it does fill up pretty quickly. However, you'll also notice it doesn't last very long. The burn time is 300, and apparently that doesn't last very long in Botania. As a matter of fact, these endo flames will use up that stack of lumber before it will despawn. So I found that kind of interesting. Looking at a couple of different ways. See, that's already gone now. So it goes through that stack pretty quickly. So you'll see once they consume, they start making little red thingies up here. But like I said, it does make mana fairly quickly that way. Of course, there are faster ways and more efficient ways. Like if we were to turn that into coal or charcoal, that would be faster. If we were to use coal coke, it would be faster. Well, not necessarily faster, but it would last longer. But as you can see, that 2 stacks is now gone. Now I could take the stacks and turn them into boards, because logs and boards both have 300 burn time. So there is that. So if I were to just get one of these, you'll see it's got a burn time of 300, and do this, then that also has a burn time of 300. So there's that. I can, like I said earlier, I can turn it into charcoal. I can use charcoal blocks. There's a few different ways I can do it, but one of the things I'm looking at is automating, taking my logs and automating turning them into charcoal. So then once I get that done, then I can feed that over here to automate the feeding of my mana. And then also after I do that, then I've got to figure out a way to cut it off when my pool or pools are full. Now, but one of the things that we need to consider is, why are we doing Botania? There are certainly some neat things in Botania. And that's one of the reasons. But the original reason was because I was misspelling. Was because I was looking at getting into witchery, and one of the first things you need is a witch's oven. And to get the witch's oven, you know, the iron bar is just no problem. Well, we needed mana steel. And in order to get mana steel, we have to have a mana pool. So we can now make mana steel. But then we need arcane stone blocks, and a fire crystal cluster, and an alchemical furnace. All of these things are Thaumcraft. So we get a Thaumcraft book. Because as I read to you once before, wrong book. That one. In the magic tree, it pretty much states, you will find you have to progress in all the schools of magic simultaneously. And I don't know why I changed the way I talk when I read out of the books. It's a me thing, I guess. But anyways, so this is where we're going to need to start off at. With our Thaumanomicon. And honestly, that word is just fun to say. So one of the things we're going to have to do is we're going to have to learn how to do research. I'm sure there are many of you out there that totally know Thaumcraft inside, out, backwards, sideways, and probably a lot better than I do. So bear with me. I'm not a big magic mod person, but I kind of squeak my way through. But one of the first things we're going to need to make is a thermometer. And that is going to be made by shards, gold ingots, and mana glass. So let's go get some of these things together, run back into the house, and I know my sorting should be there. All right, I got more order than anything else. Then I need gold, and that 4? Yeah, let's get 4 of those. Because we're going to need mana glass. And that's one of the things that we have to have our handy dandy trusty mana pool for. So drop that in there and that turns it into mana glass. So now we should be able to come over here and put that in the middle, that on either side, that on the top and bottom, and we get our thermometer. And this is a handy little thing, because this will allow us to learn and do research. So you basically right click, hold it, and you'll see in the bottom right hand corner, gain 2 research points for Terrara. And now when we hover over dirt, it shows the symbol for Terrara. Now this, nothing can be learned from this. The mana spreader. Now when you try and right click and it does that, if you'll shift, then it should work. To understand this, you need to study crystals. So basically you have a progression that you have to follow when doing research. Again, I need to study crystals. And I need to study plants. Well, I got plants over here. I still need to study plants. To understand this, you need to study the sources of life. So this is, as Direwolf so elegantly puts it, this is when you start scanning all the things. There are particular things that you can work toward. But there is a basic order of progression. I've tried doing some videos on that. I don't know if I'm going to try and do that again, because every time I try and do it, it's an epic fail. But I tell you what, let me get a few things together and we'll see if we can't at least get the beginnings of this. So hold on just a minute and I'll be right back. See if I can't get something set up. Okay, something interesting I found is that whenever you place a grass block, even in the Mushroom Island, it'll still spread. So yeah, I just took my steel hammer here because it's got the silk touch on it, grabbed me a block, placed it, and while I've been placing everything else, it has started to grow. So looks like our little dirt patch here will eventually be green, which I think it's kind of cool. But anyways, let's see if I can get this right for once, because every time I've tried this, because I can't test it, Because once I work on it, then I've learned it, and so I can't test it. And I think I've tried to do this twice, and it's failed every time. So let's see if we can get it. So one of the first things you're going to want to start with, and part of this is in order, and part of it is not. But the first part, you kind of need to do it in order because you need one to learn the next and the next and so on. But first of all, you're going to want to do your torch. And that gives us lux. And you can even see down at the bottom that not only did I've discovered a clue to new research, I've gained 3 research, and I've discovered lux. And then you want to go to coal ore. And you see we get all kinds of stuff there. Discovered Potentia, and a clue to new research, igneous, Potentia, all kinds of stuff. Then we go to our grass block. Discovered new research. Oh, see, here something's out of order. It shouldn't have been though. Study sources of life. You shouldn't be next. No. Alright, let's go on to the next one, which would be trapdoor. Study of plants. Yeah, see, the chicken shouldn't be next. I always, I don't know why, but I always seem to miss something. Alright, hold on just a minute. Let me see if I can find what it is I'm missing, and I'll be right back. Alright, gonna see if this will work. I found a thing that said wheat seeds would work, but I happen to have this nearby. Okay, so that says it's not gonna work. So I need regular seeds kind of thingies. Steady sources of life. Because what I'm trying to get is a herba. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I think we're going to have to start at this just a little bit differently. First thing I think we're going to have to do is make a wand. So basically, and this is a very basic wand. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some iron nuggets and kind of shape them like a hat, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, do it like that. Put a stick here and put the caps on to get a, well, like I said, extremely basic wand. Next up, great wood logs. We're going to need to convert these. Why are they not converting to planks? This could be a problem. Oh, well now aren't you interesting? All right, another place where this is a thing. Where are they going? Okay, this is just freaky. Okay, throw you over there. Do that. Let's stop this recording. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I think I have figured this out, so we're going to try something here real quick. Seems as though my endo flames are hungry. And I believe what's happening is they're actually eating this. Okay, now we'll let that go. Now. Oh, see, now this is so much better. Wow. Yeah, it was eating it before I could get the exchange rate going. So, let's go ahead and do this. Let those feed up on that. That'll increase this. Plus, I've got my planks now. So, first of all, I want to do this. Take that. Then, I'm going to, well, nope, that's not enough. Let's do that one more time. Alright, so we'll do that, and that. Sure, why not? And what we're going to want is 3 of these tables. And I'll just grab those and make a mess in my bag and all that. Alright, where do I want this? Well, they're going to be fairly close, as in do a lot of this stuff together. So we'll do that there and like that. Alright, now let's take you, and I think it's just a right click, and it puts my little wand in there, and this gives us our arcane work table. Now for this, go back over here to our little crafting station, and I need to do that, and that with that. That gives us glass vials, or vials, or however it's pronounced, and a feather, and an ink sac, and that gives us our scribing tools. Now, let's see, was it? Yeah, there we go. Right click on it with the scribing tools, and this gives us our research table. And as you can see, these are the things that we have learned already. We have our basics, and then our Potentia, Terrara, and I think what I have to do is a little bit of combining. Not real sure. It may work, it may not. So the way you can actually combine here is you can click here, and that puts Aqua down here. Then I can click Terrara, and that'll put it here. And then you combine them, and you get Victus. And I think another suggestion I found was to combine air and aqua. Was that right? Tempest? I don't know. Well, let's see if that fixed our issue over here. And now we can finally scan that one. So I guess you have to do that little combine thing first before you can scan the grass block. Now hopefully the rest of this will go a little better. So then we go to the trap door and the chest, the glass block, and looking at my list here. Okay, this is, all right, let me clean this up a little bit, straighten this up. Actually, let me get rid of some stuff here. I don't need that. I might need that. I don't need that anymore. Or that. Or that. Or that. All right. Just try and get some of this stuff straightened up some. All right, so let me grab the stuff out of here, because these actually need to be in a specific order on this set anyways. Nah, I'm not gonna worry about the darkness. I ain't afraid of no dark. Okay, so we scan our potion of weakness, and then we need our chicken, and my zombie despawned, so I'll have to go find another one of those. There's my chicken, and then the soul sand, and then paper, brains. And then after paper is rotten flesh. That's that one. And then after rotten flesh should be wheat. Moving on along. And then after wheat is flint. So make a scan on that. And then last of our in order things is the obsidian. So now that we've got that, the rest of these, if I'm not mistaken, you should be able to do in pretty much any order. So you've got a flower and wool. Ta-da. And let's see. Let me do a little exchange here. I've done that one. Now, the cool thing is, when you are hovering with your mouse, if you hold the shift key down, it will tell you what is in that. But now, the cool thing about that is, if nothing hovers, or if nothing shows up when you're holding the shift key, that means it either can't be scanned, or you just haven't scanned it yet. So, for instance, the incredible edible egg, we can now scan. And now, whenever we hover over it with the shift down, you can see what it's made of. So now it becomes pretty much scan all the things. Oh, I don't want to put that in my bag yet, because that will taint me. Those are always fun to try and find. Alrighty, so I guess from here on out, I'll just be scanning all the things. And the cool thing is, if you see, like, watch after I scan this, the little stuff going up to the right. Well, what that does is that is actually putting points into our research table. So if I come over here now and right click on this, you'll see how this is filling up. So we've got a whole bunch of different things in here now. And also, as I'm scanning things, the amount I'm getting is also going up. I missed that. There we go. And so there's that, and the fence, and let me turn a little bit and then do the hopper, turn a little bit and do the leather, turn a little bit and do the arrow. And I just picked up something that I haven't scanned yet. Whatever I put there was, fence gate. There we go. Now I can pick all those up. So, like I said, as I hold shift down and hover over them now, they'll show that I have, in fact, scanned them. I've already done that. Oh, I haven't done my ice yet. Stone pickaxe, and darn it, didn't want to pick that up. And definitely didn't want to throw that. So anyways, like I said, this is pretty much a go out and scan things. I need to do the milk. And the stone hoe. Anyhow. Anyhow. Let's see, I can probably scan some random things over here, like the Enderman head. And creeper head. And skeleton head. And a zombie head. And one thing you will find is more complex things will give you more items. I gotta shift to do that one. Um, Apparently I still can't do that one. Now, one thing you will find, if you see all this stuff scrolling on the right-hand side, this will actually get backed up the faster you go. So my recommendation, one of the things I actually try and do, is scan a few things and then do something else until that little list over there catches up, and then go scan a few more things, because I'm not real good at this. Some things I know I can scan, some things I don't know. So for me, I sometimes get stuck, and without that feedback on the right over there, it might be saying that I can't scan that, or I need to, I don't have all the information I need yet, whatever. But unless I can read it over there, I'm not going to know, well, have I scanned it long enough? Like this one. See, I don't know if that's something that just can't be scanned, or if I don't have a prerequisite to be able to scan it. But anyways, that I believe is going to do it for this episode. We've now got our Arcane table. We've got our research table. We've got mana flow. And apparently very, very hungry mana flow, because it's eaten more than it was supposed to. And I'll get all this over here cleaned up and gone, and our grass is spreading rather nicely. I think I'm going to like the green here a whole lot better. So anyways, like I said, I believe that'll do it for this episode. I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's not as boring as it seems to be. Watching me running around scanning stuff is not a fun thing to do, so that's what I'll do off camera. I'll run around, scan things, and do stuff and things, and hopefully we can get a little further into this. We'll be doing our Thaumcraft a little bit until we get the items that we need to start into our Witchery, and then we can start progressing in all three of these at the same time, hopefully. But anyways, until next time, I hope you enjoyed it and you'll come back to see us soon. But until then, take care and God bless.